Hi everyone, David McDonald here from Vitality Fitness Calgary. Today we're going to talk to you about the difference between weight loss and fat loss and why it's more important to focus on the latter, so focusing more on fat loss. So the big thing you want to remember is just because the scale is going down doesn't mean that you're losing fat. Okay, a lot of people correlate that if I see my scale number going down, that means that I'm actually losing body fat. No, that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of factors that play into that and that contribute to that. You might be losing weight, scale weight, but you very well can be not losing fat. Okay, so weight loss versus fat loss, it's very important to decipher between the two, and there's many different things that either contribute to you losing fat or just losing weight. Okay, and I'm going to go over those today. So the number one thing that's going to decipher between fat loss and weight loss is the type of training that you're doing. Okay, so fat loss, if you want to just lose body fat and you don't want to lose muscle, you don't want to lose water, you don't want to lose just weight, then you have to do a specific type of training to lose body fat. The number one thing you want to have in your training program is strength training. So lifting weights, but also lifting challenging heavy weights. And the reason why is whenever you lift weights, that sends the signal to your body that your body needs to hang on to its muscle tissue. It now has a reason to keep its muscle, and it now has a reason to hang on to its muscle tissue. Okay, and the best example I can give you to illustrate this is if you've ever broken your arm before, you've ever gotten a cast on your arm, let's say you had the cast on your arm for 8 weeks. What happens when you take the cast off your arm? Well, if you compare it to your other arm, the arm is smaller. Okay, and the biggest reason why is because you've had what's called muscle atrophy. Okay, you've had muscle tissue breakdown. Your body has had absolutely no reason to hang on to its muscle tissue, and therefore your arm is smaller, and therefore your muscle tissue gets broken down. Okay, and the exact same thing can be extrapolated into why it's so important to strength train. Okay, every decade, I believe it's once we get 30 years of age, every year from then on in, we will lose 1% of our muscle tissue each year, or 10% a decade, if we don't do strength training. If we don't do regular strength training 3 to 4 times a week at least. Okay? So the big thing is by doing strength training, you're giving your body the signal that it needs to maintain and hang on to its existing muscle tissue. Okay? And for some of you, that might even involve building some muscle initially if it's early on in your program, if it's your first, say, 4 to 6 weeks of your training program. So why would that be important to maintain muscle tissue? Well, the reason it's so important is muscle tissue is going to help maintain your metabolism. It's going to help maintain the metabolic rate of your body, so the rate at which you burn calories at rest. So for weight management and for maintaining weight loss, that's extremely important, especially down the road. And to give you a really good example that helps to illustrate this point more. So I'm sure you've heard maybe your parents, or maybe you've experienced this yourself, say, you know what, I could eat whatever I wanted when I was 20, and now I'm 40 or 50 years old, and I have to really watch what I'm eating. If I watch X food or Y food, then I start to really gain weight. And the big reason why is as people become older, they typically become less active, but what they actually do is they actually lose more muscle as they become older because they do less strength training and weight-bearing activity. So the big thing that can help mitigate that weight gain is by participating in regular strength training, doing it 3 to 4 times a week, because you're going to have a much better chance of maintaining your muscle tissue. Okay, so that's why it's really, really important to use strength training, you know, if you do have those goals. Another goal that a lot of men and women have out there is they want to have what's called a toned body. So they want to have muscle definition. Okay, and the best way to gain muscle definition is, again, to do strength training. The main definition of toning is having defined muscles. That's really what muscle tone is. It's having a defined, well-developed muscle. So that's going to involve losing the body fat around your muscle and also developing that muscle through weight training. So that's why doing strength training is going to be important for those goals, for toning and for fat loss. Now, weight loss, anybody can lose weight. Losing weight's extremely easy. You know, go on a low-carb diet for 2 weeks, you'll lose weight. Go in a sauna and sit there for a half hour, you'll lose weight. Don't eat for a few days, you'll lose weight. There's a multitude of ways that you can lose weight, but there's only a few specific ways in which you can lose body fat. Okay? And just because you're losing weight doesn't mean you're losing healthy weight. You could do a bunch of cardio and not even change your diet and you could lose weight. But what are you losing? Most often than not, if you're doing cardio and you're not complementing that with strength training, you are for sure losing muscle. You're probably losing some water as well. And those are two types of weight, especially the muscle, in which you don't want to lose. So that's the number one thing you want to make sure you have in your program or in your regimen is you have some kind of strength training and challenging strength training, not just lifting 5 or 8 pound dumbbells. I mean really challenging and taxing your muscles. You know, going heavy relative to what your fitness and level of strength is. The second thing that you want to take into account is nutrition. And unfortunately, what a lot of people do when they're trying to lose weight is they back themselves into a corner. They jack up their activity levels, they do a bunch of cardio, and then they just drop their calories. And that's one of the most detrimental things you can do. They maybe eat 1,000 calories, and then they're on a cardio machine for 2 hours. Like I said, one of the most detrimental things you can do if you want to lose fat, and if you want to do it in a healthy manner, and if you want to maintain those results long term. Okay, so the type of nutrition that you're incorporating is going to be very important. For a lot of women watching this is going to sound very surprising. You actually need to eat to lose weight. And restricting and starving yourself and depriving yourself of calories is one of the worst things you can do. If you've watched prior videos, that actually has an adverse effect on your metabolism, and you'll actually start to hang on to body fat and burn muscle tissue. So you're decreasing your metabolic rate and you're not losing any body fat. So if you're a female watching this video, you want to take your body weight and you want to multiply it by 10. Those are the amount of calories that you should be eating in order to lose weight as a baseline, as a good starting point. So if you weigh 150 pounds and you want to lose some weight, lose body fat, you want to be eating at least 1,500 calories a day. So very important you decipher between weight loss and fat loss. Much better option to go with fat loss because it's more healthy. It's going to help you maintain your body weight. It's going to help you lose weight, and you're not going to have the detrimental effects that you would with just weight loss. So always fat loss over weight loss. I'm David McDonald from Vitality Fitness Calgary. Thank you for watching.